and he's lost it.
In two minds on that occasion, Ron McEwen. It's not like Ron to be caught in those situations.
So Mackesy kicking from 55, but just trying to centre the ball and doing it very well. Henwood takes the mark.
And he is playing at full forward, Peter.
Yes, I'm surprised at that, but amazing. That was uncontested. Lee Matthews won't like that. You watch.
Well, there's two Swans players there. And Collingwood fellows nowhere in sight.
So Henwood for the first score of the day, and this will give Sydney a big boost if they can get away with a goal. They can.
And that's exactly the way you like to start a game. Henwood last week, 3 goals against Footscray. And it is good to see a big man down there, a big forward. And especially when you're mobile, as Henwood is, you can create a lot of havoc. Let's hope his mind is on the job today. Sometimes it does tend to wander.
Well, that was Ronnie McEwen's man, and he got it a little bit too easily, that goal. There's Tony Shaw out of the centre, a quick kick to Banks, punched away by Wheeler. Matthew Kennedy's got the, Michael Kennedy, I should say, got the job on Dacos, a huge task. Former Carlton player is Gavin Brown. Tackle, Eustace in after it, tries to get in a hand pass and too high. The umpire deliberates, free kick to Eustace.
Collingwood playing a 5-man forward line, Peter, leaving one of the Swans defenders down there by himself.
Dennis forward line. Players in after it. This is Tony Francis, ran into Bolton. That was a good tackle by Bolton. Shane Morwood, good play. From centre wing, he's looking for Banks. Banks on Wheeler. Oh, great tackle, Wheeler. And the ball spills loose. And one thing about the Sydney Swans, they are a very good tackling side.
Well, Wheeler has got exceptional pace over the first couple of yards. Quick, I think, is a word to sum Wheeler up in action and across the ground.
From the throw-in, Bayes couldn't take it. Eustace claimed by Banks, but gets it away. Bayes pushes forward. In towards the centre, intercepted by Francis. And now Graham Wright. Back to Morwood. Over the top he goes. Francis again. Gets caught. Shaw can't take it cleanly. Well, Sydney, like Fitzroy, had a meeting last weekend on Sunday.
Oh, now
they've lost it.
That was a bad decision.
I thought that was a bad decision.
And they met at David Bolton's place. Talked about things and are pretty fired up. Henwood's got away again from McEwen. Pulls it round his body, but Kelly's in front and takes the mark ahead of Mackesy. Gets the hand pass away, and the Magpie defence working overtime at the moment. Mullane from the back pocket stabs into Wright. Graham Wright. Backpedals a little for Kelly. Long towards Banks. Francis loose at the back. Danger here for Sydney. Puts it out in front of Manson. Doesn't get a kind bounce, but he does get help from Dacos. And a clever little kick for Christian.
And that was all set up by a great kick from Kelly, bursting out of that half-back line and across to Francis. Don't muck around with the ball when you're on a run, as Kelly did. It was classical football, and now Collingwood have moved the ball very, very quickly into their forward line. And the Swans defenders found wanting.
So this to level the scores. Michael Christian, 30 metres out. Not a good kick.
He was never going to get there, was it, Peter? It was a slice in golfing terms.
Well, he took about two or three paces in, Michael Christian. He should have gone back 20 metres and had a decent run in. But I think we'll have a pretty good game here today. The Swans, they're always very competitive. Got a lot of star players out. Magpies been in great form. They should win, but it won't be easy as the ball is tapped to the line. Number 43, see on screen, is Dale Lewis, a youngster who played particularly well against Footscray.
First game, second game today.
Now here's Gareth John against Michael Christian. Here's the youngster I was just talking about, Lewis, hooking it back to centre wing. Gavin Krasiska, good play. Crashes his way through, runs to half forward. Banks versus Wheeler. Banks in front, punched away by Wheeler, was good play. And through it goes for a behind to Collingwood. Magpies on 2 behinds. The Swans 1 goal straight.
Tui again. A little undecided. and almost went over the mark with that kick. John out-bustled by Moncourse. Shaw retrieves the hand pass and stabs beautifully. Off the chest, however, of Manson. Couldn't take it. Christian, and they pile in over the top. But he is the one who's in free.
It was a bad kick out by Tui, Sandy, because he looked for John, but John was surrounded by 4 Collingwood players.
Higgins to the outer side. Fisted down. Wright may get there in time. Just keeps it in play. No, he doesn't, says the boundary umpire. So Gavin Krosiska hands it back. The Magpies, 8 wins on the trot, but what was it Alan Jean said?
I think every win is closer to a loss. I think that's the comment.
Correct, Pete. Down towards Dacos. Tui over the top, but no one waiting down for Sydney. High, Kellett has got to stand his ground. Shovels it backwards. Wheeler under pressure. Oh, he couldn't pick it up, but Eustace gives him good support. To Bays, the left footer. Nice looking kick to centre wing. Carroll gets an unfavourable bounce, and Morwood, the 2 number 7s. Murphy over the top. Spooned out, and that one allowed to go on. Dacos, was he held? No, said the umpire, and Kennedy gets away with a left foot kick. Murphy is there. In front of him, however, is Carroll. Over the centre. Barwick. Call of Dougie. Across to Krosiska. Shaw and Wright are both there. Tony Shaw, neat little kick. Dennis Banks on the outer side. Wants to go short again and finds Graham Wright on the 50-metre line. Well, they're moving this ball around, as is their custom, Collingwood. Short and sharp. All the incentive in the world to win today. Top spot on the ladder at stake. Graham Wright from 54 metres. Long and low, lovely kick. That's a goal.
Beautiful kick that by Graham Wright. He is a really long kick. At times his accuracy is a little astray, but a very exciting player. And talking about exciting players, here's another one for the Magpies. Darren Mullane, the half forward, but straight into the hands of Higgins.
Higgins playing the loose man in the back line for the Swans, and Morwood the loose man for Collingwood in their defence.
Talking about loose men, the Swans had about 3 of them. Then this is David Murphy. That's not a good kick. To the half forward line, Barwick loves that back pocket position as he punches it over the line and out of bounds. Steve Wright on Barwick. A little bit too much pace then, Doug Barwick. But I think that's a good move by Lee Matthews to put him in defence with his 60-metre kicking. It'll be a big advantage to Collingwood. That was Gareth John getting it down to Murphy. Murphy playing on Mullane. Murphy now looking for Henwood and Mackesy. It's punched away. It's a free kick to the Swans. And I think it's going the way of either Henwood or Mackesy. And it looks like it's Darren Mackesy against Mick Gaper. Well, Gaper's a great player for Collingwood. Let's see what happened there. And was he holding on?
No, you can see there, Peter, the left arm right around, yes, no doubt.
Darren Mackesy from 25 metres, a shocker. Now, that is a terrible kick. If you're a forward, you shouldn't miss it from there, certainly not by that distance.
No, I agree with you on that occasion. That was a sloppy kick for goal.
A point, the difference, and the Magpies lead. The ground here, perfect weather conditions. The sun has gone behind the clouds. And the ground hard and fast.
Today, Peter?
Well, it's hard and fast, not much wind, and terrific ground this is to watch football from. And be interesting to gauge how good Collingwood are today.
Good kick out by McEwen. Seemed to bounce off John's head. Russell takes it, gives it to Krosiska. Down to the left half forward flank. Dacos beaten for it by Kennedy. Swans working hard. Right at the bottom. Shovelled through Eustace, but he's got Higgins there and Carroll for support. Back again. That was Lloyd's kick to half forward. Now McEwen with ease comes away. Wobbles one over the centre. Wheeler.
Well done.
Chanced his arm and charged forward and shoots from 65 metres. But onto the chest of Barwick.
There's inspiring stuff by Wheeler off the half-back line.
They lack forwards, the Swans. They really have got no idea of judging the flight of that ball at times.
Barwick's kick, dangerous. Henwood Wants to go on with it. Sloppy kick to Carroll. Puts him under pressure. Murphy couldn't take it cleanly. Potter again. Wheeler back to Potter. Some sloppy stuff from the Sydney boys. Kelly and Mullane now. And Darren Mullane, cool in a crisis. Francis looking for the free kick, didn't come his way while John took the mark. Down towards full forward. There are loose players everywhere.
Yeah, Collingwood very loose, Don.
I was just thinking of the style of play that Sydney are now playing. They are very much handball orientated, as we saw them bring the ball out here to the flank and really did muck it up with Potter being involved when he could have got a kick.
West to give Sydney the lead. A behind, scores a level. 1-2 apiece.
Very ordinary crowd here, Sandy.
It's not surprised, really.
Actually, there's a lot of Collingwood people.
Well, it's nearly all Collingwood. That's the amazing thing. Black and white everywhere. That's probably the most populated section of the crowd. But they like winners up here in Sydney.
Barwick, again straight down the middle. That's a beautiful kick, almost to the centre circle. Shaw, look at that vice-like tackle. Ball spilled free. Gayfer in trouble. Still with Gayfer. Now Russell. Hurried left foot kick down towards the half-forward line. Brown comes steaming out. With him is Toohey. Oh, at the back is Banks. Tackle too high. Dennis Banks. Thought about Brown. Thought about Shaw. And may opt for Tony Shaw. Yes.
That was well picked out, wasn't it? Because he had to get over the head of Bernard Toohey with that kick, Dennis Banks.
But where is Tony Shaw's man, Don?
Well, initially, Toohey did pick up Shaw, but Shaw then went down further down the ground. Bad marking by Toohey.
Tony Shaw's kick. Straight through the middle.
14 plays 8. A goal the difference. Monkhurst beautifully to Scott Russell. Russell to Banks. Banks and Wheeler having a terrific duel. Mullane on Murphy. What a clash that'll be. Mullane up in the air towards the half-forward line. Tony Shaw comes from the front. Kicked away by Dennis Banks over the line. Dennis Banks playing game number 150, and a lot of people had written him off after last year. He had a serious neck injury, but he's come back better than ever, Dennis Banks. There's Gareth John. Over the back is Krasiska. Onto Scott Russell from 50 metres. Hooks it back in front of goal. This might bounce through. Manson off the ground. That's a goal. Not by Manson. Kicked by Scott Russell. The Magpies go further in front. 3 goals, 2 plays, 1-2. 2 goals the margin.
Well, I question the boundary throw-in. I think there was an infringement here against Christian on John. Maybe a little technical, but I thought it was there. Free kick could have gone Sydney's way. There was Russell sweeping on the ball, and what luck of fortune. The break beat them all.
3-2, plays 1-2, favouring the Magpies. Monkhorst wins it. Potter can't take it cleanly out of the centre. Francis working hard at the bottom, and we'll see another bounce. Certainly been a bonus for Collingwood. Tony Francis still in the middle with John and Monkhorst. Murphy, hurried kick. Wright will be first to this. Now, what's he got out wide? Tries to flick it round to accommodate Francis and does so successfully. He has a look down in the forward line and decides to go long and low. Manson's got to make some ground. He does. He gets to the front. Russell is scouting the pack. Russell shoots in towards goal and slides it through. Second goal to Russell and the 4th to the Magpies. Collingwood 4-2, Sydney 1-2.
Well, that was exceptionally well done by Russell on that occasion. There's the high ball from Francis. Look at Russell. He's right out of screen. There he comes into screen. He's covered 30 metres to get to the fall of that ball. And as soon as the ball had left his foot, the hand or the fist was up in the air signifying a goal. He knew it was a goal as soon as it left his foot.
Tremendous goal by Scott Russell. Great display of skill. The Magpies lead by 3 goals. Oh, look at loose men everywhere. Francis receives from McGuan. Swans have left a man up a little bit better than that. Here's Michael Christian. Can't take it. Toohey and Callett combined. Coming in is Bays. who won't forget his last game against Collingwood when he went into the fence and did his shoulder against Craig Kelly. The handball from Carroll on to Higgins. This is where they fall down at times, the Swans. Is that a mark to West? That's a good, strong mark. One thing about Jim West is a great contestant.
Oh, my word, he's been valued, Peter. Since he's been up here, he's one of the 3 Sydney Swans players to play all games this season, the other being Toohey and Wright.
Well, there's... that is poor kicking. That's 2 shots directly in front from 40 metres, and if you're worth your money as a forward, you've got to kick those. 139 Sydney and Collingwood 4-2, but they're easy shots from dead in front.
Ronnie McEwen. 77-game veteran, kicks to Krasiska in the back pocket. On the defensive 50-metre line he's down to. The centre wing. Christian was held, and Murphy finds a path through. Into half forward again. Kelly playing well in defence. So too McEwen. Combined this time, and he can go for a decent old waltz down centre wing and go across to Wright. Graham Wright now, better be quick. He is. Manson's his target. Well pulled in by Kellett. He couldn't hold it. It broke free to Dacos. Back to Kellett again. Sydney defence working overtime. Toohey. Wide but effective. And the mark taken by Lloyd. Wants to get away but can't. A little too ambitious.
Very ambitious.
Stupid play, I would call it. From the half-back line, you should get skill. And when he gets the real tempo of the game, he's going to be a terrific player. There's Tony Shaw onto Krasiska. Collingwood looking good. Krasiska to half-forward. Manson. 2 bites of the cherry. Couldn't take the mark. He's got it. They've got a loose man. Collingwood, if they get it to him. Gavin Brown. Hand pass from Russell. There's the loose man. Bang. A goal to Gavin Brown.
5-2 plays 1-3. Collingwood lead. Again, Monkhorst and Graham John. Make it Graham John's son. Gareth. It's a sign of age. Maguire. To centre wing, Banks. Out in front of Wheeler, couldn't take the mark. Mullane and Murphy off the boot of Banks and over the line. Well, he'd like a big day, Dennis Banks, to celebrate his 150th. Longhorst in front again. Tony Shaw had it, then lost it. Eustace. Russell can't get in there. Neither can Murphy. Monkhorst has it held, and we'll see another bounce. Well, a great start by the Magpies. After Sydney got the first goal, they've kicked the next 5. And they're keen to take control early. Potter held. Now the advantage is paid. Lewis is kicked down towards half forward. Monkhorst lurking in front, gives it to Mullane. On the right boot, he just swings it delightfully to Banks, who's on the centre. He's got Francis loose if he wants him. And finds him. Inside 50 they go again. And a good mark taken by John. Gareth John. Kicks long to the wing, but it's a 2-on-1 duel. Mullane did it easily over Lewis. It's a crucial player. Darren Mullane for the Magpies. Banks, well, tried to shrug the tackle of Bayes. Francis did the effective shepherding work to allow him the kick eventually. Oh, good work by Manson. Still going. He sockers it down to the forward line. Brown now. Back to Christian. May have to go back again. He does, and he loses it over the line. So a throw in the right forward pocket for Collingwood. John, Manson, Christian, Brown at the bottom. Tui there also.
Would have been better on that occasion for Manson, who had the sit coming over the back of that, to use his hand and tap the ball out and instead of trying to grab it with 2 hands.
Still inside 50 for Collingwood. Eustace. Murphy and Mullane. Good punch, an effective punch by Mullane. Gains 25 metres. Eustace has taken over the line with the football.
It was good play from Mullane too, because when you're caught behind, one of the things you're taught as a junior to punch the ball away. Not too many players do it nowadays. They try and mark from behind, but it's very attacking, as we saw on that occasion.
Throw in again. Wheeler. Good smother by Russell. Another bounce. So a little bit of a stalemate. With Potter and Francis on the bottom there. Scott Russell is Collingwood's top goal kicker to date with 2. John wins that one. Higgins can't keep it in, however. Another throw-in.
"60 metres away from the Collingwood goal. Gareth John against Manson. Manson cleverly over the top. This is Leon Higgins, or touch of the fumbles. This could be costly. The brilliant Dacos has got it, trying to bring it back on the left foot. Oh, that was... I thought Higgins took his eyes off it then, and the touch of the fumbles, and allowed Dacos in. I don't think Colin Kinnear would have liked that. 4 goals the difference. I'd like to see Tui up the other end for the Swans. There's Callador, danger. To Bolton. This will cost him a goal, I would think, as Gavin Brown grabs it and should have kicked the goal, but that is poor defensive play by the Swans. I think the old-fashioned theory of in defence, when in doubt, kick it long. I think it should have
Well,
applied.
they do tend to go short now, Sydney, don't they? Especially around the centre of the ground. I remember did the handball, and they were a better side, I believe, when up here in Sydney.
I'd like to see Tui up the other end. He can kick goals. They really haven't got a full forward, and Henwood's a tough backman. Make it hard for Manson and co. Now this is Matthew Wheeler, who's improving every game towards half forward. Jim West. He's got it. He's trying to get onto the left foot. He does so, but Tony Shaw waits there. I smothered that beautifully, the captain. Who's that? Potter at the base of the pack, and too high, the umpire said. A little bit ticky-touch with the Potter then. Lucky to get it. Craig Potter at half forward for the Swans. This is where they fall down. Henwood, centre of the pack. Over the back is Murphy. Let's see what he can do. He goes back to Carroll. Carroll on the left foot. A chance here for the Swans. Is it a mark? It's a very, very good mark, in fact. Taken by Dale Lewis up in front of goal. And he's just doing things, Don, that show he's got a bit of class.
Yes, Peter, but also once or twice he hasn't moved to the ball. He's been caught out. He's got to learn to go to the ball, playing on the wing, and is covering a lot of ground.
Good strong mark. He's a left footer from directly in front. Kicks.
A much needed goal for Sydney. They trail by 19 points. The bounce favours Monkhorst. Wright will tap on. Attempted to. Russell. McGuan. And a long, low kick. Morwood with courage backed into the pack and recovered beautifully. Look at them tapping the ball about. Krasiska can't take it. Good work by Lloyd. Now Potter, that he's claimed.
Good tackle by Krasiska.
Great tackle. So Gavin Krasiska wants to go short to Brown. Finds him on the outer flank. Dacos is loose as well. Well, they're just sneaking away at random. Plays on. Runs round the man on the mark. Shoots in towards goal and misses. Just shaves the post.
Bad marking on that occasion, Peter, by the Sydney team to let those Collingwood fellows get away. And then Dacos to play on quickly. Just a lack of concentration.
Well, that shows the class of Dacos. He didn't mess around. He raced onto that right foot to open up the goals, and that is why he's such a good player, he thinks.
Tui, short but effective. Kellett. Oh,
he went to play on, didn't he?
I think he did.
Lucky the Collingwood players didn't swoop on that ball.
Not knowing where to go, eventually decides down the middle. Kelly, an effective fist from behind. Murphy may get caught. His man Mullane nabbed him. Higgins also gets grabbed. And now a free kick going the way of Dacos. Held, well, it's not in possession, said the umpire. They streamed out into the forward line. And Brown makes it look easy.
Bit too quick for Tui.
That's why I'd move him up the other end. Henwood's quicker than you think. And
well, who would you put Henwood on to, Peter?
I'd put him on Gavin Brown.
What?
I would. He's fairly mobile, big Henwood, and I'd move
Brown would run him around. He's a wingman, Brown.
Put Tui up at the other end anyway.
Well, let's watch Brown. 46 metres, but away to the right.
So that's why Brown is a hard player to counter, because he is an exceptional mark for his size. He can outmark a fellow of similar size, but then you put on a fellow who can mark, who's usually bigger, and he will outrun that particular fellow. That's why he's a hard fellow to counter.
Yes, he's a terrific overhead mark, Gavin Brown. Collingwood probably like to play him somewhere else, but at the moment he's doing the job full forward, very creative. You can see him there again, giving it to Tony Shaw. Pass was intended for Francis. Gee, battled hard then, Francis. Bolton. See if the Swans can make something of this. This is Bays. Look at that kick. He is a beautiful kick of a football. Punched away by Kelly. He and West are having a terrific battle. Well, backwards it goes from Tony Shaw to Gafer. Collingwood, beautiful support there. Look at that.
Shaw's injured too behind play.
Graham Wright gets it to Ronnie McEwen. Now, Tui should mark this from behind, and he does, right out on centre wing. Well, that just shows you how much territory that Gavin Brown covers. He was out in the wing. Now, this is Dennis Carroll. Over to Tui. The short one is on, and the mark has been taken by Steve Wright. And there is a very slight breeze favouring the end that Collingwood is kicking to, I would think. The way the ball is drifting. Now, Steve Wright will kick from 45 metres. He's still in it through Collingwood's bad kicking, the Swans. Not a bad looking drop punt. It's a goal. A goal to the Sydney Swans, kicked by Stevie Wright. And there is the siren to end the first quarter here at the Sydney Cricket Ground. A handy one right on the siren by Wright. But Collingwood an excellent quarter. They lead 5-6-36 to the Swans, 3-3-21.
5-6 as we start this second term here at the SCG. It'll be Monkhorst again up against John. Both take a fair run at the ball. McGuan gets a kick to half forward. Christian couldn't take it cleanly. Brown from 50 metres, a chip in towards goal. Manson needs support, gets it from Russell. Is this another one? Across the face and behind.
I thought Kellett could have done a little bit more with that tackle. He got his hands on Manson, but maybe it was Manson's strength. But it was a good effort by Manson, and maybe a poor effort by Kellett.
Scott Russell booted 2 goals in the first term. Lewis over the back of Shaw. Wheeler, not a good kick. Straight to Mullane. Got a paddock to Roman, and look at that. Banks all on his own. Will kick from 50 metres. And could kick this. Like to put it straight into the M.A. Noble stand if he could. It's going to be touch and go. Into the square it goes and hammered over the back for one behind. Five, 8. 3-3 again. Bernard Tui, who's at times been a match winner up in the forward line for Sydney. Today finding himself in defence again. Krasiska from right. Brown to Monkhorst. Oh, some clever stuff from the big man. Manson will have a ride. Francis waiting down in front, and that was pushed towards the boundary line, but in the meantime the whistle had sounded too high on Bernard Tui, and he'll take it.
Well, he and Gavin Brown are having a tremendous clash. Tui, Brown covering enormous territory on that forward line. He's here, there and everywhere as Tui brings it to the half-back line, punched down by Gavin Brown. Eustace in after it, a quick hand pass to Higgins. Higgins lying on top of the ball. Oh, he's lucky to get that. It probably did jump into his back, but he was laying over the top of it.
Matthew Wheeler going off for Sydney too, Peter.
Yes. And
Page coming on.
good mark. taken by Kelly. Strength, and the loose man is with Banks. Banks is having a picnic. Dennis Banks to half forward, goes long. Manson coming back. Oh, it drops the mark. He probably could have shepherded that through.
It's an interesting move. Just looking at Wheeler, he's trotted straight up the dressing room race.
Must be
apparently injured. Well, he wouldn't have trotted up the way he did if he was injured, Peter. There might be something in the upper body.
Well, is that injured or not? Oh, look at that. That kick spines Mullane beautifully, and Mullane thinks that should be 50. Darren Mullane going short. The leader's on by Brown, punched away by Tui. Was good play. The hand pass comes to Bolton. Bolton to Lewis. I like the look of Lewis towards half forward. Barwick over the back is Henwood. What will he do with it? He gets it back. Here's a chance for Steve Wright from 35 metres. Has missed.
It's interesting, the player reaction. As soon as they get rid of the ball, you don't look at the goals where it's going, you look at the player, and he gives you the indication that on that occasion it was Stevie Wright put both hands to his head. I've missed it.
5-9 to 3-4. That's 14 scoring shots to 7. Double to Collingwood. They've wasted a lot of chances. Dennis Carroll punches it away. Good play by Kelly. He's really improved as a footballer. Banks is doing well. He's too good for Lloyd. They might have to make a move there. Now, the umpire about to bounce it on centre wing. Well, Collingwood should be a lot further in front, Don.
I'm impressed with their style of play just the same. They run it really well into the forward line, and when they've got to defend, they get numbers back, they get the ball in defence, then they peel off and they've got numbers. They're playing a very good brand of football, Collingwood.
On centre wing. And going nowhere rapidly at the moment. Higgins comes across. Gets the hand pass away, puts pressure on Murphy, but he's equal to the task. Gives it away to John, who kicks to half forward. Another chance for Sydney now. Lewis was going past. West couldn't get it to him. Carroll soccers, but all too late.
Dreadful play by West, wasn't it?
It's just too slow, isn't it?
McEwen to take it.
McEwen's exceptionally quick over the first couple of yards. Henwood set him up 5 yards, and then McEwen got to him and put the ball away.
Manson off and Richardson on. Lewis from 51 metres. It's a long, good-looking kick, and it's a goal.
Dale Lewis has kicked 2 goals for the Swans, and they're back in this. There's Michael Christian with a quick kick to half. Well, let's see what Dacos can do here. Michael Kennedy in front. Dacos and Tony Francis back up support. Good tackle by Higgins. Holding the ball, and they do tackle well, the Swans. There's no doubt about that. Leon Higgins at halfback, who is about to go too, and Dacos. Now that is very unlucky by Peter Dacos, because he went to the right to handball. He was off. Dacos reckons he was off, and what happens? He gets a 50. What's this? He went to go on. You don't think so, Sandy? Well, I thought he did. The short pass is a bad one. Straight to Tony Shaw. Shaw in defence. Little captain to the halfback line. Kelly marks. And Kelly shoves Tui out of the way. How'd those two beat? Oh, Tui runs back into Kelly. Over the back, it's good mark, Gareth John. A shocking hand pass to Bays. Bays to Bolton. Bolton loses it. Kicked off the ground by Richardson. On to McWanders. Good football to Krasiska and Murphy. Murphy grabbed when he didn't have it. Clever play by Murphy.
It was good play by Murphy.
Very, very clever. Now, has he got anyone to give it to? Off he goes. He and Mullane having a tremendous battle. Murphy to half forward. It'll come over the back. It's a push in the back going the way of the Swans. It'll go to Mackesy.
It's against Gafer once again. Now remember, Gafer infringed earlier when Mackesy went for the ball. Gafer plays it really close to the line. He really does hold on when going for the ball.
Well, here's Mackesy going to the pocket. The leader's by Henwood. He should mark. And McEwen shoves him into the fence. You better watch it, Ronnie, or you could get 50. And Henwood is on the boundary line. And this would lift the Swans if he kicks this. Look at the pass. But they lead to the boundary a lot, the Swans.
Would have gone over the fence had he not put his leg up.
There'll be more damage to the fence than to Henwood, I'd say, if he hit it. Now, let's see. If he kicks this, it'll really lift the whole team. The kick looks good. It's a great goal.
Well, that goal has prompted a minor altercation down in the forward line. Kelly, McEwen, Henwood, Carroll. And in the meantime, play goes on. And Sydney have come back strongly. West too slow. Still goes for it. Gets it out to Lewis. Claim from behind by Shaw. Things warming up a bit. Mullane. And Collingwood free kick. Thrown out, as Peter said.
Actually, there's a change being made. Kelly's going on to Henwood, and McEwen may be going to centre half back. The change being made now.
As play goes on, Gafer onto the left foot. Richardson, who's come on and replaced Manson, applies the tackle.
Good decision, that. That was a definite throw against Kellett.
So Alan Richardson, just forward of centre wing. Sydney giving Collingwood a bit of a fright. Mullane couldn't take it. Neither could Potter. Recovers well. Gee, he was in there battling hard. Dacos. Oh, he threw it out.
He did too.
His target was Wright, who got nicely claimed. Picked up by Lewis. Back towards centre wing. The target is Page. Under plenty of pressure from Krasiska. And taken over the line.
And Matthew Wheeler's back on the ground too, Sam. He's just gone into the reserve box. So it'll be interesting to see whether he takes his place back on the ground.
John, but to Krasiska. Pulls it back, looking for Christian. Bayes went too early. He does have backup support through Kennedy. Carroll spoiled. Bolton waits down. Kicks blindly. It's high. To half forward. Mackesy giving chase. Traps it nicely, but he's got to get rid of it. A bounce.
It's amazing. Collingwood have dominated that game so much early, and yet they only lead by 5 points.
Well, it's a good fight back by Sydney. And the Sydney chant goes up. We could certainly do with some good fortune. Bolton has Higgins, and he flicks it out to him. Touch and go. And he loses.
That hand pass from Bolton just too hard on that occasion for Higgins.
I thought it was a throw, to be quite honest. There's a bit of rugby coming into the Swans game at times. They certainly tackle like rugby players. Monkhorst gets it down to Francis. The hand pass went about 2 centimetres to McGuan onto Barwick. Now, who's Barwick? Well, he had no one actually to give it to. The Swans should mark this. Gareth John. He loves to play on, Gareth John. Stupid play. This might cost them a goal as we see Banks to Richardson. He should get back and kick that ball. Up towards full forward. Gavin Brown, good play. On to Banks. On to Krasiska. An open goal. Bang. Goal to the match.
6-9 plays 5-4. John would dearly like to make amends for that error in the middle. Shaw. Francis, a real little workhorse and a goer. Right over the top of Russell. With him is Eustace. And he gets boot to ball too. Page sees it, Lewis sees it over the line.
Eustace is limping badly behind the plate. Sandy.
Yes, he is. Keep an eye on him. Good tap by John, but it goes straight to Shaw, and again he combines with Wright. Towards Christian. Collingwood inside 50. Dacos surrounded.
He's hurt his wrist, I think, Peter Dacos.
Well, Essendon won 8 on the trot. Collingwood are looking to go one better. Sydney giving them plenty at the moment. McGuan's kick smothered by Potter over the line. Monkhorst. Bolton. Sockers off the ground. Krasiska overruns it. A great pickup by Wright in these conditions. They're ideal for that sort of thing. Murphy. Has a run. Goes long. Henwood and Kelly. Great duel. And the 2 sevens. Carroll and Morwood. Carroll tries to get it on. Spoon back. Henwood. What can he do? Great interception by Monkhorst. Goes over the top for McGuire. And they're out of trouble. Look at these Collingwood players. They are loose as loose. Tony Shaw will have a bounce. Has a couple. Where shall he go? He's got another loose player out there. And he finds Tony Francis. Kicks inside 50. Tui's the big spoiler. Higgins couldn't get through. Eustace appears to have recovered. He looked to be in a spot of bother. Kelly high with a fist. Mullane to centre wing. McGuan drops what he should have taken. Time to recover. Has a look at half forward. No one at home, however, and Gareth John takes the mark.
Well, Gareth John is actually playing very, very well, but as long as he gets that silly handball out of his game and kicks it long. Here's a chance for Mackesy. Will he get a bounce? He goes backwards to Kellett. Kellett over the top. Oh, dangerous hand pass to Carroll. Can he control it? He's got two to beat here. He can't beat them. Moncourse showing a lot of agility for such a big man. Kicks to centre wing. It's stuffed the ground. Tony Francis now against Bolton. Good play by Bolton. Bolton transfers play back to half forward. This is young Lewis again in the band. Now Henwood. Henwood hand pass back to Barwick. He misses it. Grabbed by Graham Wright. Magnificent smother down there by Page. Now it's Barwick. He'll head for the line, and good play, Doug Barwick, because that was a terrific smother there by Glenn Page, Don.
And Christian off, Peter, for Collingwood, and Manson's come on to the centre half forward position.
Well, Bays has been well on top of Michael Christian there. He's just punched away all the time. Here's Mackesy, a quick kick, smothered. Lewis is there, and a chance for Stephen Wright. Grabbed by Barwick, a long hand pass looking for McGuan. Here's David Murphy charging at the ball and takes it over the line at half forward for the Swans.
And the other change that the Collingwood team have made is McEwen's gone back to full back, and now Kelly at centre half back, the way they lined up.
Just under 12 minutes remaining, 11 points the margin, favouring Collingwood. Morwood gets through some pretty heavy traffic. Kicks to centre wing. Manson in front of Bays.
In the back.
And a free kick. So the Collingwood guitar picker goes to half forward. And John again.
He's playing well.
Done some good work.
Sparky's been good. Manson, not Manson, Monkhurst may have had the edge as far as hit-outs go.
His kick is high. Just drifting over the centre. Tony Shaw in the right spot for a rover. But John may say thank you very much again.
He's making up for that bad mistake, isn't he? There he goes.
Oh, there
again.
he goes with a hand pass.
Kellett. Oh, Tui throws it out. They're okay. Bays to half forward. And suddenly Sydney will find themselves having another shot for goal.
Well, he missed two sitters in the first quarter, and from directly in front too.
Kicked 3 goals last week.
Let's see what he can do this time. Jim West from 51 metres. Better looking kick off the boot. No worries. That's a goal.
6-9 plays 6-4. The Swans hanging in there. And we've got Peter Dacos well covered at the moment through Michael Kennedy. It's a good mark. No, that must have been touched off the boot.
No, holding the man.
And then it was held on at the last moment. So it's a free kick to Mullane. Darren Mullane. He and Murphy having a great battle out in that wing. Mullane straight down the centre. Kellett at the back. Banks from the side. A good mark to Dennis Banks. He really is an improved player and is kicking beautifully. And there's a loose man there. There he is, Alan Richardson. Poor marking that by the Swans.
Well, Kellett is his opponent. That's an interesting matchup. Kellett, the taller fellow, and Richardson has got exceptional pace. A real trier.
Well, Alan Richardson, of course, discarded by North Melbourne, came to Collingwood and has been a regular this year. So Lee Matthews must think a lot of him. There's the kick. A good-looking drop punt. It's a goal to the Magpies. So after Jim West kicked one for the Swans, Collingwood replies. 7-9 plays 6-4, and good thinking that by Alan Richardson.
Well, that's his 6th goal for the season. Richardson starts on the bench. He's a real trier, as I said, and that is a good kick from a long way out. And it's good to see fellows rewarded with their persistence. He's finally got a game, and he's making the most of it.
Again, we have an 11-point margin. Monkhorst wins it. McGuan can't take it out of the middle. Neither can Monkhorst. Another bounce. John positioned himself nicely. Mullane lost it. Kelly claimed. Wanted to get it to Morwood. Mullane again. Collingwood forward. Banks lurking across that half-forward line. He could run in or just go over the top, but can he control it? It breaks free.
Oh,
throws it out. Oh! It's gone to Collingwood.
No doubt about it. Silly. That's Higgins just dead set through it in front of the umpire.
Well, I thought there was a free kick down the other end on Mackesy.
Definitely a free kick should have been to Mackesy. Look at that. And then he played for the free kick.
Not too subtle.
Supreme optimist.
So Francis from 40 metres. That looks pretty good too.
Collingwood with a lot of class. They seem to be able to just lift and do some good things when it's needed. Here's Potter, who works hard all the time. Henwood at the back. Well read by Michael Gafer. The coming back up support. A touch of the fumbles though. He's got it. He's lost it. How will the umpire see that? Good umpiring to call play on McGuan tackle. Henwood charges in after it. Brought to ground, Wayne Henwood. Grabbed by Barwick. Barwick to McEwen. Good defensive play. Now it stays in. No, it doesn't. Young Lewis. Dale Lewis has kicked 2 goals. Couldn't control that ball, but some good tackling by the Swans forwards on the Magpies then. Collingwood lead by 17 points. Monkhorst and Gareth John having a great contest. Here's Bolton onto the left foot. That was good play. A wobbly one. Can they take a mark? Henwood, centre of the back. Who's over the back? Jim West. Has he got the pace? No, he hasn't. They're lacking a little rover there, the Swans, to feed off the packs. Here's Graham Wright, bouncing with the left hand, a la Robert Flower. 4 bounces. Whoa, he nearly lost it, the Tasmanian. What a great season he's having. Beautiful pass to Scott Russell. Russell to the pocket. Kellett at the back. This is Krasiska going inside with a hand pass. The umpire's found a free kick, though. It will go back to Krasiska.
Wouldn't he pay the advantage? No.
Well, no, he is paying it further afield. He is paying the advantage, actually. The free kick up the ground, even though it only travelled 10 metres, to Alan Richardson. So a poor tackle then on Krasiska. Richardson has kicked 1. He is only 35 metres out directly in front. He runs very close to the man on the mark, and he has missed it to the right.
Actually, that was well done by Higgins, who was the man on the mark, because obviously Richardson wasn't concentrating. Higgins went back a little bit further than his mark and then ran in, and he really had to get under that like a 9-iron shot. Richardson, he skied the ball and really didn't kick through it, Peter.
3 goals the margin as Tui brings it back into play. Gareth John at the back punches it to ground. Wheeler is there, punched on further afield. It lands with Eustace. Eustace looking for Potter. Good, well trapped by Craig Potter. Towards half-forward he goes. Now here's a chance for West. Now has he got any backup support? Good play by West. On to Lloyd. Lloyd inside, a chance. Oh, free kick to the Swans, not paid to Higgins. Grabbed by Stephen Wright. Henwood attempts to take the mark. Oh, I thought that could have been a free kick.
And it's on behind play. Mullane and Wright are into it.
Yep, in the pocket. A real wrestle. And I thought Higgins should have received a free kick there at half-forward for round the head. The kick in towards the half-back line. This kid can play. Dale Lewis.
Reminds me of Mark Dwyer. Remember Mark Dwyer that played at Fitzroy?
There's the kick. Henwood. Oh, good mark.
Push.
Straight. And he pushed him out. He pushed McEwen out. A little nudge. I didn't know whether Shane McDonald was going to pay it. The Collingwood supporters wrapped behind the goals. The Swan supporters booing.
The kick goes to half-back. Morwood flies. McGuan. Russell loses it to Carroll. Here's another chance for Sydney. Bolton on the end of the hand pass. He's got to flick it round his body. That's a good-looking kick. That is a great kick. 7 points the margin.
Well, back to the centre. Oh, here they come again. Through Potter to West. He's not over-endowed with pace, so West. Barwick tripped. And it'll be a free kick. And that's only because he was a little bit quick and Steve Wright. He is a tough little customer. And Barwick's enjoying that stint in defence. And with his pace and long kicking, he'll be a valuable player there. This is Monkhorst. Greatly improved player, Damien Monkhorst. To half-forward, Bayes takes front position. That was good play by Bayes. But Banks rejuvenated player. On to Russell. Russell to Mullane. Mullane loose on half forward. Takes the mark. He'll get on with it. The short chip pass. Francis couldn't take it. Kennedy's doing a good job on Dacos. Dacos goes to ground, and umpire will bounce at half forward for the Magpies, but Michael Kennedy concentrating hard on Peter Dacos. But you can't let him out of your sight for a minute because he is very dangerous. Dacos is yet to score a goal.
From the bounce. Well, Manson not impressed with that decision. But play goes on. Eustace away. He's had a decent old run. 5 bounces. Wide to the wing, Lewis, and a good mark. Wants to go on with it. Oh, Monkhorst and Toohey. Right intercepts. Krasiska. And Collingwood clear easily. Richardson on the wing. Long towards Manson. Spoilt by Bays. Eustace waiting down in front with Russell. Higgins comes in on top of him.
Bays has been fantastic at centre half back because although he's not getting that many kicks, he's making it hard for those half forwards.
Well, he is pushing the ball down, Peter. I'm a little bit dubious the way he goes to the ball. He's really not putting his body in for those punches.
Manson wins it. Dacos. McGuan. Oh, Mickey clever. Finds Banks. And he did think about running round the boundary line.
Technically, he was off.
And talking about Bays, he's holding his right arm, or his left arm too, so obviously he's injured it.
Dennis Banks from 50 metres. That's a good
kick. Look at this. After that great goal by Banks, the Magpies move further in front. There's Lewis again. A quick kick to half forward, marked by McGuan, but they look more dangerous in attack, Collingwood.
I said earlier about Lewis reminding me of Mark Dwyer, only because of his debut. If you remember, Mark Dwyer played with Fitzroy, came to Fitzroy halfway through the season, had a sensational half of the year, got high, did well on the Brownlow, actually.
Here's Collingwood with a chance at half forward. As players dive on top of it, the umpire will come in and bounce. The 2 umpires today, Shane McDonald and Graham Fellett. This is Graham Fellett. Do you know that, Don? Looking in amazement. You never heard of him, obviously. The ball at half forward. This is Graham Wright. To full forward danger. Gavin Brown in front was held by Toohey. Umpire should run it through Michael Kennedy. Thrown to ground by Mullane was good play. Grabbed by Big Manson. He's got it. Gets his boot the ball and the umpire's pinned him for holding it. Now he's paid the advantage. Bolton receives from Murphy. On to Wheeler. Kenny's got the pace, Wheeler. Look at that for pace. Matthew Wheeler on the left foot to half forward. Mackesy and Gayfer. Strength by Gayfer. He drops the mark. Goes and gets it again. Gives it out to Banks, covering a ton of territory. On to Morwood. Good play, the Magpies. Gee, they're backing up well. To half forward the ball goes. Play on, calls the umpire. Tapped on by Russell to Manson. Here's a chance again, this time for Mark Bays, doing well at halfback. Beautiful kick. Finds Carroll. I'm talking about good kicks. He's not going to kick it this time. He gives it back to Callett. Good play. Backing up. This is where they fall down, though. Let's see if they can take a mark this time. Mackesy shoved out of it. Over the shoulder, in fact, against Gayfer. And he really does hold, push and shove, Don.
But he plays it very, very tight. We realise he plays it tight, but he's very close to infringing. Well, anyway, today, each time he's gone near the ball. And that's the second time he's been pinged today.
Well, Mackesy
has already kicked a goal, I think.
Well, there's the siren, and he's taking his time. They could really do with this, the Swans.
Actually, he's only kicked a point, but that came from a free kick earlier against Gayfer.
A kick from on 50 metres. Darren Mackesy directly in front. They need this. There's the drop. Planted, floats across. And a point. So a bad miss that by Darren Mackesy right on the half-time siren here at the Sydney Cricket Ground. The Magpies, a good half of football. They lead 9-10-64. The Sydney Swans 7-6-48.
Yes, main goal scorers for the Magpies. Scott Russell booted 2. Both of those came in the first quarter. 16 points in it. So just 3 kicks And can Sydney really fire up in this second half? As Peter said, they capitulated against Carlton after a very even first term. Shaw on the end of this. Goes over the top to Krasiska from 60 metres. Floats it in towards Gavin Brown. And over the line.
Sandy, Krasiska
plays on. Sorry, Don. And goal.
That was over the line.
I thought it was.
Well, I thought it was a point myself, but obviously the umpire's in the better position.
Well, Bernard Toohey didn't even attempt a mark. He stood there and watched and remonstrated. Let's have a look.
Well, as I was going to say, Krasiska is the loose man in the Collingwood back line.
Oh, look at that. Look at Toohey didn't even... Well, Toohey thought it was a point.
Well, the goal has gone on the board. So a goal it is. And not the start that Sydney wanted, but ideal for Collingwood. Bolton loses it. Potter round his body, over the head of Kelly. Mackesy squeezed out and was holding on.
They're paying the advantage?
Yes, to Wright. Wanted to go short. Not short enough. Mullane will clear. Going right across the face of goal. Craig Kelly pumps it over the centre. Manson read it beautifully. Oh, Big James sprints away. Inside 50. Let's have a look at his shot for goal. One behind.
That's where I'm a little worried about Bayes. He makes contact, or when he goes for the ball with a punch, he doesn't use the body or put the body in. That occasion he flew far too early, got way underneath the ball.
Well, I wonder whether he's fit the way he went up there with that one arm and looked as though very, very...
Well, he was carrying it in the second quarter, Peter. I think I said the left arm. I think it's the right arm that he's actually favouring.
Well, here's Toohey after that monumental blunder a moment ago where he didn't contest. Well, there he is receiving from Kellett. He's gone to the half-back line. This is Dale Lewis, very impressive young player. Michael Kennedy's done well on Peter Dacos. Has kept him goalless at the moment. Towards half-forward the ball goes. It's a loose one. Carroll in after it, taps it cleverly backwards, then goes and tries to sock it off the ground. Good play by Morwood. To McGuan. Monkhorst. Hand pass finds Krasiska. Going round in circles, the Magpies here, but Krasiska gets away and goes short and finds Tony Shaw. Centre of the ground. Here's danger. The Scott Russell's got it. To full forward. Good lead by Gavin Brown and a good strong mark. And a couple of happy Collingwood supporters.
A good pass and a good mark. He is a strong mark for his size, Gavin Brown.
But this is the difference in the sides. There's more talent on that Collingwood forward line. And that's what the Swans badly need. Gavin Brown for his third of the game. Beautiful kick, straight through the middle.
77 plays 48. Danger sign is up for Sydney. They cannot afford to let Collingwood sneak away. Murphy can't get it out cleanly. And Tony Shaw sends Collingwood forward again, but Francis caught behind on this occasion, and Higgins takes them up.
Higgins does some good things as he took a good mark on that occasion, backing back, but also he lets himself down with some real bad lapses of concentration.
Gets away this time, looking for John. Lloyd. Manson steals it. Over the head of Dacos. Safely, though, to Francis. Back to Dacos. Centres it. Oh, they overdone it. Kill it. Can't take it. Richardson to Shaw, tackled high. Tony Shaw, just forward of centre. Wants to go wide. Umpire's saying go back and kick over the mark.
That's one of the ones where the player went 1 centimetre over the mark. I mean, wouldn't you let that go, honestly?
Pedantic, is that the word you're looking for? Dacos.
I wonder if he'll go the big torpedo punt kick here.
Well, he let one fly last week, didn't he?
Yeah, let's have a look.
Goal of the week, actually, that kick.
Drop punt.
Hasn't been amongst them so far today. This for his first. From 52 metres. Distance won't be a problem. Neither will accuracy. So Collingwood kick away, 12-11 to 7-6.
Well, he has had an outstanding season on the scoreboard, Peter Dacos. That was his 63rd goal for the season. And on 4 occasions, he has kicked 6 goals. 7 goals on 2 occasions. And that is a marvellous effort.
Big question, can Peter Dacos kick 100 goals, which would be a great effort for a small player. There he is, trying to tap it on. Mick Kennedy, former Carlton back pocket player. Well, he really has played pretty well today on Dacos.
Interesting, Gareth John really starting to launch himself into the air and get hit-outs. He showed that at the end of the second quarter, and that's a sign of confidence.
Son of former South Melbourne great and coach Graham John, of course. There's Mark Bayes with a quick kick to centre wiggle for Siska. Courageous Mark running back with a fly to the ball. A funny little kick meant for McGuan. Bolton might take this off him. Oh, he gets a bad bounce, David Bolton. Comes back to Gavin Krasiska, makes amends. Over to Malone. No, it's not. It's Kelly. They look very alike, those two, Malone and Kelly. Kelly, a good pass to Russell. Russell gets on with the game. On to Krasiska. Collingwood looking good. Krasiska from 60 metres. Tui, a good strong mark.
That was a good mark because he was hipped out by Brown.
Well, that's a great contest going on down there between Brown and Tui. This is Murphy, the chip pass. We'll find Mark Eustace. Now he's got running support from Kellett. Will he give it over the top? No, he elects to kick it on the left. West is the flyer. Mackesy back to Mark Kellett. Can he break the tackle? Oh, well done, Mick Gafer. That's holding the ball. Good tackle. Didn't give up at any stage there, Michael Gafer.
Could have got away with that once upon a time, Mark Kellett, but the legs not as quick as they used to be.
Gafer goes in towards Richardson. Potter. Handball astray. Higgins could have been held. Murphy through and claimed. Ridden into the ground. Fed out to Krasiska, who goes high and wide. Richardson and Barwick both there. Richardson gets a bad bounce, but does well. On to Barwick.
And Wright is in trouble, Sandy, at centre-half back for Collingwood.
Shaw's kick down towards half-forward. And Lewis's kick is marked by a gentleman in the stand.
Looks as if he's done his ankle, Graham Wright, Sandy.
Collingwood have had a good run injury-wise. They certainly wouldn't like the apple cart upset now. The full forward, Tui, the spoiler, defensively over the line. They're still in the hands of the trainers. And Essendon too did have a good run with injuries up until yesterday. It looks as though Wright is going to stay on for the moment. We'll keep an eye on him. 7-6 plays 12-11 in Collingwood's favour. Bolton storms clear. Back towards the centre. Morwood and Carroll jostling. Russell could have been held when he didn't have it.
Kelly on, as we see there. He's under the scrimmage. He'll go to the half-forward line. He'd be picked up by Krasiska.
It's Paul Kelly, of course, of the Swans. Lloyd off. Monkhorst. He and Gareth John, gee, two young players on the way up, having a great contest. Carroll gets it to Kellett. Kellett to half forward. The mark has been taken by West. He's got running support out wide. This is Leon Higgins. He's a left footer. He'll go. Bad hand pass that. Straight to Barwick. A very bad skill error that put by Higgins. Barwick out of defence. Beautiful pass for Graham Wright. Not 100% fit, but he's still good enough to kick it 60 metres to full forward. Gavin Brown at the back. Bayes. Brown. He's got it. Quick kick, Gavin Brown has missed.
Peter, how costly was that mistake by Higgins on that occasion? That's what I said about Higgins. He can do some good things and then he'll let you down terribly. The ball rebounded and they're very lucky, Sydney, to escape with only a point being kicked.
A real skill error, that one, and the scoreboard shows 12-12. Collingwood, Swans 7-6. The Magpies doing it very well.
Kellett goes over the top to Higgins. This time he gets his kick. West up high, a little too far underneath it. Carroll runs into trouble. Tony says, I know it's my birthday tomorrow, but that's ridiculous.
Oh, he's not paying it, surely.
It's his birthday tomorrow.
That was sudden death, wasn't it?
McEwen. Wheeler Good interception by Banks. Here's a chance for Sydney. Henwood on his own.
He's a great kick, Don.
My word, that was well spotted by Lewis.
You like him, don't you,
I
Lewis?
love those long driving drop punts. 65-metre drop punt, low trajectory, makes it easy for forwards.
Wayne Henwood has kicked 2 goals, 1 in the first, 1 in the second. And Sydney need one. And he gives it to them. Well done. 3 to... A long hand pass by Coghlan to Winmar is good, and the Saints go up forward. Here comes Lockett, and he's taken it 30 metre... Hang on, what's this? A Westpac $1,000 bonus saver football competition. Each week, Westpac is giving away a $1,000 bonus saver account, and all you have to do is pick up your entry at any Westpac branch in Victoria. $1,000. This is good news. Now let's get back to the centre bounce. Hang on, where did everybody go?
Still a long way to go for the Swans. They trail by 5. That's goals. And Gareth John receives the free kick. Bolton wide. West, well beaten by Kelly. Good mark.
Banks is coming off. Turner coming on for Collingwood.
Short one finds Mullane from Kelly. Mullane, a great habit of getting on his own. There's Scott Russell, couldn't take the mark. Here's the chance for the Swans. Bays, he's got the short one on. A shocking kick by Bays. Henwood was loose and he kicked it straight to Mullane. Jamie Turner on the ground is marked on centre wing. But gee, that was bad play by Bays. Because Henwood was clear and he ignored him. Now this is Jamie Turner, started on interchange. Brings it to the half-forward line, 2-on-1. Swans should win out here. They can't take the mark, though. There's Gareth John trying to get in the hand pass, or was it Kellett? No, it was John. Here's danger because Scott Russell's got it, taps it on. He was trying to give it to Barwick, but the ball beats them over the line, deep in that forward pocket. 12-12 to 8-6, Collingwood in front.
Manson and John to contest. Francis, Bays. One of the best kicks in the league, but pressured on that occasion. Krasiska can't get clear, but gets the handball away. Pressure on Brown. Bolton could have claimed him high. A bounce on the 50-metre line.
Well, Gavin Brown was lucky there. That could have been holding the ball, really, couldn't it? And that's what the Swans players are saying, if the umpires were consistent.
Incidentally, Peter, if Collingwood could go on and win this game, this would be the first time that they've won in Sydney since 1985. And in that particular game, it was Brian Taylor kicked 12 goals.
He played in the seconds today too, Brian. I think he kicked 6.
Yes, Collingwood won the reserves.
And incidentally, that was in round 16 in 1985.
I've been reading the footy record again, Don.
Monkhorst to Maguire. Hugs the boundary line for Dacos. Can't take it. (8-6 to 12-12). Left forward pocket. Manson trying to use the body. Bays away. He scrubs it low. Lewis is claimed. He's held by Wright. Gee, great persistence by Wright. That is play.
Well done, Kennedy.
Francis. Kennedy stood his ground. Dacos claims him now.
Cool courage by Kennedy then.
Well, a couple of inspirational pieces of play then.
Cool. Yeah, that was terrific play by Graham Wright, wasn't it?
Kennedy and Wright.
He's not too good still, right behind play.
John through the arms of Bolton. Eustace runs out of room.
No, he's in trouble, Graham Wright. He might have to go off.
Well, they've just sent Banks off. Brought on Turner. Eustace. High to the wing. West gets a bad bounce. Morwood. Centres delightfully and finds Maguire. The lead is on. The kick is good and Manson will have a shot. Tough shot.
They're playing so confidently with the Bones, Sydney, the way that Collingwood, the way that Manson ran onto that ball there, eyes to the ball. It was either he or Brown were going to take that mark.
And Graham Wright again receiving attention as Manson shoots for goal. Oh, that's a fine-looking kick. He's gone.
The Magpies lead by 6 goals after that great goal by James Manson. It's a much better kick than people think he is, actually. There's Lewis receiving from Bays on to Bolton. They need a couple of quick goals. Mackesy, was he held? Umpire said no. Mackesy in after it again, gets it to Potter. Potter from in front hooks it back and has missed. So Graham Wright's going off the ground, as we thought, and coming back on is Dennis Banks. Eddie Hillgrove, the Collingwood team manager down there on the boundary line.
He's been down there a long time, Peter.
Yes. Who, Eddie? Been there for decades, I think. Decades, I should say. Decades, not decades. That's the rosary, isn't it? The kick towards the half-back line.
What?
This is McGuan receiving from Russell.
Kelly
on to Turner. Turner through the centre, looking for Brown. Gee, that's been a terrific clash, Gavin Brown and Bernard Toohey, as Toohey takes the mark.
Thought about Kellett. Oh, now he wants to get round and does. Kicks to half-back, Collingwood free kick.
Oh, he's paying a free kick against
the other way
for shepherding.
Murphy to take it. Wide to the wing. The lane in strongly and over the line.
Two former teammates, Shane Morwood, Dennis Carroll.
From the throw-in, Mullane does it nicely to Krasisko. Collingwood up into their attacking zone again, towards the 50-metre line, and Francis hammered away from him, however, and pushed over the line.
Actually, if you put Healy, Williams, Mitchell, a few of the Thrip in that side, I think this will be a damn good game.
Well, when you look at
contest,
when you look at it, Williams averages 31 possessions, Mitchell 30, and Healy 28.
Russell's kick is high towards Brown and Toohey, the latter. Fists over the line from behind.
It's amazing the support Collingwood has up here. The amount of black and white around that crowd, Sandy.
Yes, they're out in force, aren't they, today? Predominantly black and white colouring scattered around the ground. From the kick out. Oh, Russell popped one high and
it was his own man.
So I hope he apologises. Now here's a chance for Murphy. He snuck away from Mullane. He's inside 50. He shoots towards goal. They desperately want one and they get it.
5 goals the margin. Collingwood just not quite shaking them off. It's a good leeway. There's a couple of tough little customers. Steve Wright appealing to the umpire. Tony Shaw. Shaw gets it to Krasisko. This is where Collingwood are dangerous. As when the Swans get a goal, Collingwood have rebounded all day. Now, is that in the back to Kellett? Umpire said no. This is McGuan, close to the line, and puts it over. And some good, strong tackling and marking today. It's marking of the player. There's Manson getting it down to ground. Kellett was in after it. There's Manson trying to grab it out of the pack. And the umpire, Stephen Wright, an Academy Award performance here, and he goes back to speak to Tony Shaw. And
what, me?
He's saying, no, he's saying, listen, I think Tony gave me one in the mouth, but Tony's innocent, as you can see. A bounce at half forward for the Magpies. Now, who's this crashing through? David Murphy gets it to Eustace, a bad kick. Straight to Alan Richardson,
who is just forward of centre. Ignores the lead of Brown. Goes long, and Big James is there. Smile on the face of Peter Dacos.
Uncontested, that, Sandy.
Yeah.
Well, Kennedy was just too short, wasn't he? Watch this. Kennedy in front there. He had the sit. And Bays upset by Dacos as he tried to run in on that occasion. But Manson, a real workhorse, very athletic. got a big leap.
Going for his second goal. He kicked one earlier in this quarter. Directly in front, 20 metres out. Pulls it to the left.
He's a character, Big Jimmy. But he's a terrific contester. Hangs the head down. He's a great guy around the club, James Manson.
So Tui will bring it back into play.
Probably the second best singer they've ever had down there too, Sandy.
Yes, we can forget their best. Brown over the top. Dacos, possibly his first. Too slow. Tui gets it across to Wheeler, and Sydney out of trouble. High over the centre. Henwood up, and he hammers it out the back door. That's better play. Carroll goes to Murphy. Murphy just steadies, shoots, and has kicked the goal.
Oh, 3 goals, 7 the margin. As Sandy Roberts said, they're fighting back. They're not tossing it in. And here they come again. This is Lewis, Carroll, Bolton. Runs into Moncourse. That's holding the ball.
Slow.
They fiddled around too much then.
He took an extra step, Bolton, on that occasion. He should have got rid of the ball.
Well, I think they should have kicked it initially before that. As we see Moncourse going short to Mullane. It's amazing how he gets on his own so often. Mullane to the half-forward line. Manson, Bays to ground. Francis to Banks. Banks sprints to half-forward, hooks it back, and has missed. So they're being put under a lot of pressure, the Magpie forwards. They're really fighting hard. But look at the scoring shots, 28-17. So that says something. Collingwood should be a lot further in front. Tui, well, you've got to hand it to Tui. He's on a champion player in Gavin Brown, but he's really making him earn every kick.
Murphy's the target. Doesn't find him quite. Eustace. He's almost surrounded. Wright is claimed high. Back to Eustace again. Tui.
Not very direct, Sydney. They're playing possession football.
And called to play on now. So again he goes wide. Kellett steams off. And goes longer this time. Morwood's waiting at the back. It may beat him over the line. So a throw in on that outer side. Collingwood with their eye on outright top spot on the ladder. Moncourse goes it alone for Collingwood. Mackesy gets a shocking bounce. And Douglas Barwick will clear with ease. Richardson couldn't take it. Lewis does well. Goes over the top, but Francis is there. Tunnel balls it out to Shaw. Out in front of McGuire. Mickey can go short. He does. Richardson will have a shot from 55. Into the square he goes. Banks over the top. And through for one behind. So they're doing a lot of the attacking. 29 scoring shots. 13-16 to 10-7.
Tui. Been a great player today, Tui. I thought they might have played him at full forward and Henwood down that end, but Colin Kinnear being proved right. And talking of right, here is Stephen Wright. As he goes short to the half-back line, Michael Kennedy has kept Dacos to 1 goal. Yes, only one to the Collingwood champ today. Centre wing. Oh, look at the fly. It was by Bays as the umpire paid it. Actually, they all stopped the players, but it was certainly, I don't think he held it long enough. This is Scott Russell. He's going back to the flank. Gavin Brown is there. Wheeler trying to press it. He's got strong hands, Gavin Brown, and gets on with the game too as he gives it to Mullane. Now, he played on. Why did that go back? Tell me that. He played on. Maybe he's got to go back behind the mark, I suppose the umpire is saying there. Gavin Brown to half forward at the back. A good strong mark by Gareth John.
Now Sydney have pulled a change. You see there Dennis Carroll receiving the handball. He's at centre half back on Manson, and Bays has now been moved to the forward line.
Henwood has lost it. Kelly loses it. Brilliant play. Murphy on the Bays. Bays from 50 metres. Oh, it's another one of the Swans right through the middle. A great goal.
Is closing again. 21 points the margin after Collingwood looked home and hosed. Banks receives from Maguire. Goes down to half forward, but only as far as 2. Well, if they could get a couple more, we'd be in for a ding-dong last quarter here at the SCG. Carroll can go on to Wright, on centre wing, now to half forward. Henwood, the target over Mullane. Murphy and Mullane. Carroll gets his kick in time, down towards full forward. McEwen leads in the race for the ball, drifting into the pocket. Now he paddles it away. Clever defensive play. Will he get away from Jim West? He does. Back pedals to Gafer. And the Magpies out of trouble. Turner drifted into the centre. Wheeler and Banks. Krasiska is there also. Wheeler does well to tunnel ball it out the back door. Leon Higgins is clear. Higgins runs his full distance. Long in towards full forward. Kelly from behind. Gets a hand to it. Oh, and he's going to have a snap.
Oh, he's missed.
One behind.
Good effort by the little fellow then to get the ball down to the ground. He had McEwen to compete against, and McEwen's a very big, strong fellow. Kelly only very slight in physique. It's a good effort. He followed up well.
So the margin is only 20 points. And I thought Collingwood were doing it pretty easily. The Swans have got plenty of spirit. They're making Collingwood really earn this. McEwen to the half-back line. It comes to ground. Good tackle on Kelly. Grabbed by Morwood. On to McGuan. McGuan a clever little pass to Mullane. Mullane a further hand pass. Here's danger because Barwick's got it. He'll go over the top of the Banks, will he, or will he have a long bomb? He's going for the long one towards goal. And look at that kicking ability of Barwick. A 60-metre one is offline. But he's got great length in his kicking, Doug Barwick. 13-17 to 11-8. Tui gives it to Michael Kennedy. Dacos 30 metres behind Kennedy as Kennedy kicks it to centre wing. Is this Bays again? I don't know whether he's 100% fit. There's Callett trying hard. Goes to ground. The loose one to Morwood. Russell. Morwood backs up beautifully. Gavin Brown. Lovely hand pass. Jamie Turner from 40. Kicks a goal. It's a goal to the Magpies. Good play. Collingwood 14-17. 101 lead the Sydney Swans. 11-8, 74.
Well, when you think that Sydney are just about to get back into the game, they are 20-odd points behind. Collingwood always manage to kick a goal. And you think going into the last quarter, if they could just maintain, Sydney, they might have a show. But now, that's another nail in the coffin. It'll be a hard, good effort if they can come up.
Out of the centre again go the Pies. Richardson a chance. Got one a little high. Well, no one near Francis. And some very loose checking. Players running everywhere, but Mick McGuan will probably have the last kick of the quarter. And Will now steady. From 40 metres, McGuan's kick. As he snuck it home. Only one behind. So, three-quarter time here at the SCG. Sydney certainly not. And here we go. 28 points the margin. Favouring the Magpies. Looking at top spot on the ladder. Krasiska tries to get it out of the middle, but can't. Lewis does well to get it down to half forward. Potter, claim, looks for Henwood. Can he barge through? Got through one, couldn't do a second. Kelly, ridden into the ground. Play on is called, and Collingwood will get out of trouble. Richardson, into the centre. Barwick can kick a ball. Long and low, in towards half forward, and a good mark taken by Manson.
I thought he pulled Carroll down on that occasion. Carroll in front. Manson took the mark. We'll watch here on replay. Just prior to the ball coming down, I thought he just had hold of Carroll, Manson.
Manson going for a second. one behind. 29 points the margin. 14-19. 33 effective scoring shots to 19. Tui. Wright down in front. Was he held? Richardson claimed him. And another bounce.
Bounce at half forward for Collingwood. They've moved Gavin Brown up the field away from Tui, and he's done a lot better up there. Looks as though Kellett might be picking him up at the moment. There's a quick kick coming to the centre of the ground. Murphy and Mullane. Murphy all bumped very, very heavily. Hip and shoulder. He's down, Murphy. He's hurt. Might have hurt his shoulder there. Now that should be holding the ball because he had time to get rid of it, Tony Shaw. Then Richardson, a quick kick to half forward. The bounce eludes Krasiska. Bolton off the ground. Here's Richardson, a greatly improved player, to full forward, and the mark has been taken there by Dennis Carroll. Murphy was hit very heavily with a hip and shoulder.
He's a tough player, isn't he, David Murphy? He's hurt, but he just waved the trainers away.
Carroll, Tui. I think Tui has almost been the Swans' best player. Really done a good job today, Bernard Tui. The kick is to centre wing, and Bays has been moved to the forward line. I think that's a good move. Bays looking for Gareth John, and he's found him, and this kid is going to be a good player. Son of Graham John. He'd be a very proud man because 9 marks, that's a good effort for a youngster.
And remember, he played in the thirds this year.
John goes for the torpedo punt, and they take a mark. It hits the deck. Here's a chance for Lewis on the right foot. Won't quite make the distance. Oh, to Henwood. A very, very good mark, but it's going to be a difficult kick.
I don't think it'll be that difficult, Peter.
From the boundary line.
Oh, it won't be on the boundary line.
You wait, you'll have a look where he's taken. They'll line up at the centre of the goals. Now, will he go for the banana kick or the check side? Now, Collingwood have got it covered if he runs off to the left. He's going the drop punt. Look at this great camera shot of this from behind Wayne Henwood as he kicks and pops it through for a goal.
23 points the margin. Plenty of time for Sydney if they're good enough. Monkhurst, Russell. The half forward, Wheeler, the juggler. Plays on. Swings round onto the right boot and kicks long towards Bays. Could have been held.
I can't see why the umpire didn't pay that. He was right in position there and saw Morwood actually hold Bays.
Play goes on. Right. Looked for Wheeler, just caught him behind. It opens the door for Francis, who stabs in towards full forward. Manson couldn't take the mark, but he paddles it to Francis. Francis plays on to Banks. Banks centres it for Manson. James Manson will snap it goal and put it through. Quick reply.
Well, the good work there was done by Francis. Francis was the one who delivered the ball initially to Manson and then followed up well. Here he'll come into screen here. Tapped out by Manson across to Banks. Very awkward again, Manson, when he does get the ball, but he always manages to get his kick. And the big fellow, his second goal.
And good play by Dennis Banks. He could have blazed away himself, but did the team thing and went to the man in a better position in Manson. That all started from a bad bounce in the centre for the Swans. There's Steve Wright to half forward, Bays and Morwood. Bays gets it out. Good play by Morwood. He's a very strong player. Tony Shaw, hand pass wide. Mullane has got it. Good play by Mullane. Top play to Morwood. On the left foot to half forward. No mark to Gavin Brown. Goes in and gets it again, Brown, to Russell, cleverly off the ground. Steve Wright dives on top of it. Gives it to Carroll. Carroll on the left foot, hooks it back to half forward. Henwood and Mullane. Henwood does the team thing. Tries to give it to Kelly. Kelly a hand pass. Finds Henwood again. Henwood back. He saw Bays out of the corner of his eye. And he marks. Oh, a late tackle. Is that 50 metres?
Would have been paid yesterday, Peter.
Well, it's been paid. I suppose Barwick had to make a legitimate attempt to try and stop it. It was a little bit late.
Actually, Peter, after Bays, he'll kick this goal. It'll be interesting to see what happens at the next centre bounce, because if you remember the last one, Monkhurst got really into the stomach of John. John still buckled over. He's vomited twice.
Goal to Bays, right through the middle. Well, let's hope the centre bounce tactics aren't like out there at Essendon yesterday with O'Dwyer and Madden.
Well, he copped a bad one in the stomach, John, and he's staying on the ground.
Well, we know where O'Dwyer learnt his tactics at Melbourne, of course.
From the middle. This is Morwood. To centre wing. Kosiska could have been interfered with. He was, said the umpire. Well, Gareth John. Keep thinking of his father. Appears to be okay, and that's good news. McGuan to Monkhorst. Another one to Turner. Right in the middle. Long and low. To the half-forward line. Dacos got up high. No one waiting at the back over for Collingwood. Right. Over the top. Eustace may get there in time. Does. And gets a clever kick away too. Under pressure. Down towards the half-back line. Kept in play. Wheeler a chance here. Oh, fancy work by Wheeler. To right. Kelly can't take the half volley. Kosiska from McGuan. Mullane. Down to half forward. Morwood from behind. Can't take the mark. Right there with him.
He's a real tough little nut, Steve Wright. Boy from, well, he started his football, I think, with Oakley Districts. Is that right, Don? In the Federal League in Melbourne, and he's been a great player for the Swans. There's Morwood going towards Dacos, Callett. Mick Kennedy played a fantastic game on Peter Dacos. Bays from the side. Almost a mark to Kelly. Bad luck. Monkhorst. Gafer. Mick McGuan. A bad hand pass. Looking for Gafer, who dives on top. Great play, Gafer. Oh, well smothered, the handball by Kelly on the lane. Players diving on top of an umpire. Shane McDonald will come in and bounce. And the umpires today have been pretty good, Shane McDonald and Graham Fallett.
Couple of tough customers.
Hidwood and Mullane, how'd you like to meet them in a dark alley, Don?
No, I think I'll be a long way from the action, Peter.
On centre wing.
That's better. That's well done by the youngster.
John.
Yes.
Yes, Shaw now and Morwood combined. Manson on a lead. Well spoiled by Keller. Brown with pace. Over the top to Richardson. Takes him a little wider, but he's inside 50. Flicks it in towards Banks. Over the top, Wheeler. Snap at goal, smothered, and through eventually for one behind. A little bit of frustration there from Tony Francis. So Sydney fighting it out to the bitter end, but really unable to close the gap to any great extent. Henwood is the target here.
Strong mark. Good mark.
He's played well, hasn't he?
Oh, he's tried hard, Peter. He's playing at centre half forward and full forward.
Gives Gareth John a bit of time to get down to centre wing. Over the top came Kelly. Centres delightfully. Brown again. Kosiska outside 50. Plays on to McGuan, who's still outside 50. Takes his kick long towards Dacos at the back. Well, he's been relatively quiet today, Peter. Has kicked one goal, that was in the third term, but the chance now to add to that.
Well, when you've got to sit like that, there's nothing the backman can do.
And he makes no mistake. The Magpies actually lead by 3 goals, 12, which is 5 goals. Is Gareth John to Henwood to Eustace. Eustace the half-forward line, Bays and Morwood. Let's see who wins out here. Good play by Bays. That was brilliant play. He's swinging onto the left foot. Mark Bays, this will be a sensational goal. Oh, what fantastic play. You'll never see a better goal than that anywhere. Oh, that was fantastic play. 14-8-92 Sydney Swans. Collingwood 16-20, 116. 3 goals to Mark Bays. What do you think of that, Don?
Well, it's a fantastic effort when you consider the players he had to get around of, and naturally he was on his right kicking foot. But if my memory serves me correctly, early in the year was against Carlton. They moved Bays to centre half forward from the back line. It was at the first game of the year, and he turned the game there.
Back in the middle again. Sydney refusing to lie down. McGuan to half forward.
John got that hit out incidentally too, Sammy, so it's a good effort from the big fellow.
Tui to Murphy. Well, Murphy and Mullane have virtually just roved at will today, and both have picked up plenty of touches. Wright keeps it in this time. Sydney almost inside 50. Kelly, can he get clear to Eustace? Yes. Is this another one? Yes, it is. Sydney coming back.
Well, there's great atmosphere here in Sydney when they start kicking goals. This is a magic ground for football. It's the best ground in Australia. And when Sydney are on fire, the crowd certainly becomes vocal. The atmosphere is fantastic. And what a goal to bring them to life. That was great play by the Sydney side, finishing off with Eustace, his first goal.
Terrific play by young Paul Kelly in that pack. A very slick hand pass is Gareth John against Monkhorst. Higgins, or finger tipper, couldn't quite grab it. Still should head for the boundary line, he should here. And that's good play. But, well,
It's 15 minutes still to play, Peter.
Yeah, plenty of time. It's a slight chance to the Swans. They just can't afford to let Collingwood score the next goal, but at least we're seeing a great contest. They're really revved up. The Magpies really have had most of the players we saw from the stats earlier.
But the interesting thing about Collingwood, when they do get into this situation, they can always capitalise on the scoreboard with a quick goal.
Yes, John and Manson. Manson down.
And Monkhorst going off for Collingwood. I think he's bringing himself off. They haven't got a reserve ready.
Well, Christian's coming back on the ground for the Magpies. And Damien Monkhorst off. And I don't think he's too happy. Oh, he's not happy at all.
I don't think he is at all the way through the tracksuit.
He didn't take himself off, that's for sure.
That's
Eustace over to Callett. Here come the Swans. Have they got anyone up forward? An ordinary kick. Bays, it beats him. Mullane and Gaffer. Gaffer almost brought down. The quick kick to half forward. Christian should mark. He can't do so. Courageous play by Bernard Tui. He's been sensational. Over to Murphy. Murphy, one bounce. Now, will he try and get round Gaffer? He does. Two bounces. Straightens up from 50 metres and sets sail for home with a long kick. Yes, West has marked, and that could be fit. Well, if he was knocked out of his hands after he marked,
should be put right on the boundary, on the goal line.
Well, technically that is 50 because he marked and then had a punch. Watch this. Now he marks, clear mark. Now look at this. Now that is 50-metre penalty, is it not? Now he hasn't been paid. So really, the umpire wrong there. He should run out to the right here. West from dead in front has missed and out of bounds on the Fuller point. It is 1 point. So, but really that should have been the 50-metre penalty.
A very, very costly decision.
My word, but you start to get the feeling that Sydney could come back into this a little bit like yesterday, Melbourne and Essendon.
So McEwen.
I'll still back the Magpies from here.
Straight down the middle. Good mark to Kelly. Wants to get on with it quickly to the wing. Bit of pushing and shoving going on there, but allowed to go on. Clever trap by Wheeler. Sydney looking dangerous. In towards half forward. Oh, at the back, Kelly. He'll go into the open goal. And back comes Sydney.
11 points to margin after that brilliant piece of play by Wheeler. Gareth John. A quick kick, lands with Richardson, towards half forward, Dacos in front, almost a mark to Dacos, grabbed by Michael Kennedy, out wide, Lewis in front. He's an impressive young player, this kid.
Doing well.
He is going to be a very good footballer. He's a great kick, and he directs this one wide, McEwen and West. West, oh gee, they're playing with adrenaline now. The short...
Oh! The umpire, he's down.
The umpire got in the way when Bays was going to take
Bays
the mark.
hurt too.
And Gaffer loses it. Henwood over the top. Steve Wright. Bolton. Will it sit? Bolton's got it. Hooks it, goal.
It's a goal.
It's a goal to the Swans. Oh boy. They're coming back hard and the umpire's still down.
The umpire's gone.
The umpire, they might have to use the emergency umpire here. That was a very heavy knock. Was it Shane McDonald? No, yes, it is Shane McDonald. After a collision with Bays. Bays was about to have a look at it again.
And Bays went down. He is hurt as well.
But most importantly, the scoreboard shows 5 points the margin. Collingwood leads. Can
what do
they hang on?
What do they do in this situation? Do they hold the game up? Because this would suit Collingwood, because Sydney have got a run on. Or does the umpire go straight off the ground? The emergency, is he warming up? The emergency umpire, no, we can't see him running around.
They have gone over to the bench now. But nothing has been done. Bolton has kicked 2 goals. And what a finish. They look gone.
Well, it's a vital game for Collingwood. Top spot at stake.
And they haven't won here since 1985.
11,722 fans here at the SCG, and they are getting their money's worth today.
11 minutes left to play.
And 5 points in it. From the centre, Manson charges Collingwood forward. They desperately want a steadying goal. Christian Court, play on his call. Push down towards the half-forward line. Bolton hammers wide. Manson claim. Oh, they've come to life now. Turner gets clear. Goes short and finds McGuan.
Actually, earlier McGuan infringed when running for that ball. I think it was Bolton in front of him. He held Bolton. The umpires seem to let a lot of those infringements go when guys are running for the ball.
Michael McGuan, a chance to steady things down. It has been a frantic burst by Sydney. Goals from Bays, Bolton, Henwood and Kelly. To the boos of the Sydney fans, he shoots and he goals.
The atmosphere absolutely electric. 11 points the margin. Who'll get the next goal? Magpies. Through Alan Richardson towards centre wing, the punch on. Stephen Wright punches it further afield. Good play by Kelly. Finds Mullane, the short one is on. Beautiful pass to Tony Francis. Francis, another short one. Bolton chips in. It's Grasiska. Handballs in after it. Oh, Tui.
The umpire's
was that a free kick?
No, the umpire is too far away from the action. He was over near centre half back on that occasion.
Well, Tui has been a great player for the Swans today, no doubt about that. The Magpies with top spot at stake. They lead by 11 points. Tons of time, just under 10 minutes of play left. Who'll get the next goal? There's Tui again. Back it comes, Mullane. Waiting for it is Eustace. A quick kick. There's only two men there. One of them was Manson. Manson short. Tony Shaw. Good play to Russell. Russell hooks it up in front of goal. Wheeler and Banks. Wheeler using the body. Banks off the ground. It rolls towards goal. Callett. Oh, he's in trouble against Christian, but Callett goes short looking for Wheeler. Will he get the run of it? He can. Now will it bounce for him? He's played a great second half, Matthew Wheeler. The kick is smothered, and over the line it goes half forward for the Magpies. Dennis Banks has worked hard all day.
In Collingwood's attacking zone. Just over 9 minutes remaining. Wright could have been held. Richardson working hard for Collingwood. Wright out of trouble for Sydney. Oh, they've got a chance here. Lewis, he's a lovely kicker. Kelly, directly in front. He shoots and he goes. They will not lie down. Kelly has kicked 2, and both vital goals in this last quarter.
And incidentally, those are the only 2 goals he's kicked this season, Kelly. He's played 8 games. He really hasn't lived up to the reputation he came down with from Wagga. But what 2 vital goals.
Well, he's added a bit of life to that forward line. That's what they were lacking, a nippy little bloke up around the square, the goal square.
But it's Lewis on the wing. That was a beautiful kick.
5 points the margin. Collingwood lead.
Dacos on the ball.
Well, that's not before time. Manson against Gareth John. Manson to ground. Scott Russell. Richardson. To full forward, Tony Francis runs in the goal. it's a goal, I think. I think Francis missed it. I think it's a goal to the kicker up the field. Goal to the Magpies. They lead by 11.
Well, Sydney works so hard, don't they, for a goal. And here it is, Richardson, a long bomb from the edge of the square.
I think it might be his goal. Oh, who knows? Only the goal umpire would know. We'll give it to Francis, I think. 2 goals to Tony Francis. Back to the centre. 11 points the margin.
And Collingwood having the ability to answer every challenge. Richardson at the bottom. Still in the middle. Another bounce. Well, what a great finish this has been.
Top game now.
It has developed into that, Pete. Sun out over the SCG. Brown sends Collingwood to half forward. Christian spoilt by Kellett. Pushed wide. Eustace could be first to it. He may leave it for Higgins, who soccers wide. Eustace does the shepherding work, but he gets closed in on. And does well to give it to Carroll. Back towards half forward. Henwood. Oh, a couple of Collingwood boys collided. It opens the door for Murphy. He wants to give it away. He does to West. 40 metres out. Shoots towards goal and has put it through.
Magnificent atmosphere. 5 points the margin. Collingwood reply every time the Swans have. Dacos goes to ground. Socket off the ground by Mullane. Eustace and Manson. Manson too big. And every time it's been this situation, Collingwood have got a goal. Scott Russell to the pocket. Wheeler and Banks. Desperate play by Wheeler to punch it over the line.
The athleticism of Wheeler is simply incredible. I just hope he doesn't fall in the bad habit of running behind each time. He's running behind now, but he can get away with it because of his athleticism.
Sydney have kicked 8 goals for the quarter.
6.5 minutes of play left as Eustace crashes his way through the pack. And it'll be a throw-in forward pocket for the Magpies. Can they hang on? Top spot is at stake. They win this game, they go ahead of Essendon.
Tell you what, Don, it's not unlike yesterday.
My word, and Scott Russell doing particularly well around the centre of the ground for Collingwood.
Lewis gets it away. Down to the half-back line. Another throw-in.
Still 5 minutes left, 6 minutes left, 5-6 minutes left now. Plenty of time.
Just under 6, Don. Christian over the top. Francisco out in front. Does it sit? No. Kennedy can't take it. Francis a chance. Francis snaps and goes. The Magpies answer back. The high fives go up and Collingwood score their 19th. Francis scores his 3rd. And again, the margin is 11 points.
Well, he's a dangerous little customer, Francis. He chipped the ball out there and then ran onto it really well. Took it across his body. His 2nd goal for a quarter. In fact, he's kicked 3 for the game now. Sydney have got to get it out of the centre now. They haven't been too good in doing it recently.
Top goal led by Tony Francis. He did it at both ends. The ball smothered. Who'll get the loose one? Oh, thrown out. Yes. So can the Swans get the next goal? Every time it's got to 11 points, the Swans have got one. Then Collingwood reply over to Bolton. Oh, slow to get rid of it. That's bad play by the Swans. This will cost them. Alan Richardson to half forward. Kellett, was he held? The umpire said yes.
Now, I think Kellett also had hold of Christian.
I think so. Kellett from half back goes wide. He's got a man there, Gareth John, dreadfully tired. Tap down to Mullane. Mullane, very, very fit. Tony Shaw, that could be holding the ball, I think. Yes.
Oh, that's red hot, isn't it? He really couldn't get rid of the ball on that occasion, Shaw.
Well, who is this? It looks like Lloyd from the centre of the ground to the half-forward line. Mackesy are into the back of the Collingwood player. Was a poor effort by Mackesy under this situation. He had no intention on the ball then as the free kick to Mullane.
Gee, they've had their chances, Sydney. Darren Mullane, the steady.
Strong mark. That's why he's a good mark, Brown.
He's a great mark, Gavin Brown, isn't he? Because Tui has been fantastic, and so has Gavin Brown.
That was just a one-grab mark. And he certainly earned that.
On the defensive side of centre, Brown. Banks high from behind. Sydney have the numbers in front. Lloyd to right. Floats it in towards Mackesy, who was the meat in the sandwich. McEwen and Kelly. And another throw in. Sydney want the next one. If the Maggies get it, it could seal it for them. Henwood with a roundhouse right.
A big moose. Been a good player.
Yep.
Oh, it's been a great game, really. They've full marks to both sides.
He's gained them 20 metres. That throw-in drops very short. Morwood to Shaw. Wheeler over the top to Spoil. Morwood follows it down and picks it up beautifully. Gets it across to Brown. Dummies well. Centres to Barwick and Shaw. They're both running. Dougie could kick it from here. No, unselfish play. Beautiful to Christian. Saw him there on his own.
Well, Keller was caught out on that occasion. He went down the ground. Christian, his immediate opponent, in the goal square by himself. And what a beautiful kick of the football is Doug Barwick.
Michael Christian can seal it for the Magpies. He goals. Well, in this goal-for-goal last quarter, Collingwood at 20-20, 140, leading Sydney 19-9, 123.
Well, it takes a lot of courage to do what Barwick did, actually, to leave the back pocket, leave your man, run down the ground. But it really does hurt the opposition when a back pocket does that.
Great play by Collingwood from Morwood. Initially, when he ran straight at the ball, and then to Barwick, who is one of the great kicks in the game. Just under 3 minutes left. Let's see if the Swans have got Gareth John absolutely exhausted in the centre. There's Bolton held to him. And they go to ground. And full marks to the Swans. They did not throw in the towel. They've come back at Collingwood when Collingwood were doing it on the bit. Collingwood certainly in possessions have been well ahead of the Swans today. Let's see if they can even score another couple. The Swans, this is Steve Wright. Oh, he's being hotly pressed here. He's brought to ground. Gives it to Eustace. Eustace taps it on. Grabbed by Brown. Good smother Bolton. Henwood cleverly over the back. Lloyd, oh, he should have grabbed it instead of trying to tap it on, but he's still going, Lloyd. He's lost it. Good play, Morwood, as he got it further afield. This is Banks. Banks hooking it back. Christian and Dacos. And Dacos marks. Dacos has kicked two. He's been well held today by Michael Kennedy, but you can't keep him down all day. He's too good. And that was an excellent mark as Dacos, sorry, Don, the kick. It's close. It's a goal. Peter Dacos kicks his third. They've got the game won, the Magpies, 21-20 to Sydney 19-9.
Well, the beauty about Collingwood, especially in this last quarter, is their composure under pressure. And it has been a delight that the fellows have responded. The backmen haven't got rattled. Their skill level hasn't deteriorated. And they're showing a lot of intensity. They want top place.
And it looks as though they're going to get it. From the middle, Bolton and Wright couldn't take it. Off the head of Russell. Wright again. Still working hard in the clinches. Mullane. Well tackled. Ball spills free. A chance for Murphy. Goes over his head and taken away to the half-back line. And Murphy didn't appreciate some treatment by Barwick. This is Brown, however, across to McGuan, and they steady it down.
Barwick now on half-back flank. I said earlier, he came from the back pocket. Turner's in the back pocket.
McGuan in no rush towards Christian. Banks waiting down in front, but claim. Russell quickly out to Barwick. He too is pushed to the ground. Wheeler from Bolton. Across the centre. Bays sneaks away from Gaffer and stabs in towards full forward, but McEwen out in front of Mackesy.
Well done, McEwen. Took the bit between the teeth and backed himself.
They just lack a good forward, the Swans.
Richardson at half-back. Morwood. A tired Bays is loath to give chase as he finds McGuan outside 50, and there's another good kick. Christian in the pocket.
Who's checking by Kelly?
Plays on the left foot. Pulls it too far, one behind. So the Maggies will move to the top. Tui brings it back into play and finds Carroll. There it is. Higgins is away, but victory goes to Collingwood. Well, a wonderful finish. Collingwood withstanding the storming run home by Sydney to win 21-21, 147. Sydney 19-9, 123 as Darren Mullane heads off the ground. So too Peter Dacos, and that young man will be delighted if he gets his autograph. Disappointment for Sydney, because they threw everything at Collingwood in that final quarter, but it just wasn't enough. So the Magpies alone on top now. Tony Shaw congratulating 150-gamer Dennis Banks. Davids, Murphy and Bolton leave the ground. Jeff Slade also, and that gentleman will see no more action today at this ground. So just repeating the final score. Collingwood 21-21. Sydney 19-9. 123. 147 plays 123. Don?
Well, what an entertaining last quarter it was. Sydney really did come back, but as they've done all day, each time they've got near Collingwood, Collingwood have gone and answered again. And I was really impressed with Collingwood today. As I said, halfway through that quarter or near the end of it, when they were under pressure, they retained their composure. I like the way they got numbers back in defence. Then they peeled off when they did get the ball in defence and run it down really well. Very direct. They're much quicker into their forward line, much longer with the ball into the forward line, and it does pay dividends. But they had players, they had 11 odd players that did kick goals today, and it just goes to show they're not concentrating on just one fellow up forwards. We quickly look at the stats, and they should all be dominated by Collingwood, which they are. Possessions, they far outnumbered the Sydney side. Tackles, well, that was, yes, about the same. I think it was 8 at half time, 22, but Collingwood certainly did it well on the statistical sheet.
Collingwood had 13 players who scored goals, and wherever you're watching, we certainly hope that you enjoyed this game today. And so that just about takes us out. As I said, Collingwood 13 players who booted goals. Francis booted 3. For Sydney, their main contributor was Wayne Henward. Well, still plenty of football action to come. Here's Peter Landy.
Right, thank you, Sandy.